6 o'clock on February 9th, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. We are here as a special meeting, so I'd like to open up the special select board meeting to everybody here. Welcome people that are out there in the select board and BCTV. So we call the meeting in order to confirm the meeting was properly warned.
Yes.
Addition or amendments to the agenda, we can only discuss the what's on the agenda right now, so because it was warned as a special meeting. New business. You want to read that?
New business. Town clerk's request to post registered voter checklist on town website. The town clerk has requested that the registered voter checklist, currently including voter names, address, and birthdays, be posted on the town's official website. The select board will discuss the requests and consider adoption of a policy governing website content, including the registered voter checklist. The discussion will focus on 1. Compliance with Vermont statutes 17 V.S.A. // 2141 to 2144, 2154, 1 V.S.A. // 315 to 320. 2. Protection of confidential voter information. 3. Best practices of public access and risk management. And then town website content and registered voter checklist policy. Discussed and possible adoption of select board policy governing content of the town of Newfane's official website, including the registered voter checklist. The policy clarifies that the registered voter checklist will not be posted online in compliance with Vermont law 17 V.S.A. subsection 2141 to 2144, 2151, 1 V.S.A. subsection 315 to 320, and to protect confidential voter information. The policy also directs the public on how to request access to the checklist through the town clerk's office.
Okay, so is that clear to everybody while we're here and what happened? Would you like to speak first, Juanetta? Just explain what happened?
I sent an email to the select board Sunday with an apology and a clarification regarding the voter checklist posting error. Dear members of the Newfane Select Board, I am writing to formally acknowledge and apologize for an error I made in sending unedited version of the voter checklist to be posted on the town website. While the required warning was placed in the necessary locations on the town website, my intention was to follow the Vermont statutes while mandating the posting of the checklist within the required time frame. Unfortunately, in my attempt to comply with this statutory requirement, I inadvertently submitted the complete unedited version of the checklist rather than the intended edited one. I would like to express my thanks to Bauman Madavi for his concern and discretion regarding my request to post the Newfane voter checklist. I take full responsibility for this oversight, and I regret it led to unnecessary involvement on your part. Had there been more direct lines of communication, I believe this matter could have been resolved without further escalation. I assure you that I am committed to the following proper procedures moving forward to prevent a similar issue in the future. Thank you for your understanding, and again, my thanks to Bauman for his cautious handling of this matter. Please let me know if you have any additional steps you would like me to take.
Okay, everybody heard that, obviously. Bauman was concerned about it and thought that the select board needed to act on how to post this on the website, because it's a town website, not the town clerk's website. And he thought we should take a look at this and make an official policy about what we can put on that website, what we can't put on the website. Mm-hmm. Does any of the select board got anything you want to add to this, or?
I just wanted to read a portion of 2154 out loud. This is to do This is 17 V.S.A. subsection 2154B2. A public agency as defined in 1 V.S.A. subsection 317, and any officer, employee, agent, or independent contractor of a public agency shall not knowingly disclose a copy of all of the statewide voter checklist, a municipality's portion of the statewide voter checklist, or any other municipal voter checklist to any foreign government or federal agency or a commission, or to a person acting on behalf of a foreign government or of such a federal entity for the purpose of registration of a voter based on his or her information maintained in the checklist, publicly disclosing a voter's information maintained in the checklist, or comparing a voter's information maintained in the checklist to personally identifying information contained in other federal or state databases. That's saying that releasing the voter list at all onto the web, which anybody in any country can see, is not allowed.
Anybody in the audience want to say anything, or go ahead?
How long was it? Was it actually online for a few days? Oh, it never got on there.
Bauman questioned it,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was told
Just put it on.
to put it on the agenda so we could discuss it before he put it on the
Oh,
website.
okay.
So that's what we're here for, is just to get a clarification and get this straightened out so it doesn't happen again. I don't think when I did it on purpose, but we gotta have it so that it's clear that we don't put half that stuff on the, people's birth date, not that type of stuff, and address and that type of stuff on there, especially this day and age.
Yeah.
This might have actually turned out to be not a happy accident, but something useful for us to, we were
Absolutely.
driven to go, oh goodness, we don't have this. We need to get this policy in place, which thank you for having the policy being written up and taken care of and researched and everything. And now we'll be able to move forward. Moving forward, we'll be able to keep people's information more secure as best we can.
I have recently spoken with members of the Vermont Secretary of State and now have a clear guidance and a full understanding of the requirements for posting the voter checklist. I appreciate the clarity provided and I am confident in the steps moving forward. This experience has reinforced the importance of clear communication and transparency, and I am committed to applying these lessons as I continue to work to maintain public trust. Had I been notified prior to Tuesday, this could have all been avoided.
Notified by what?
By Bauman or anybody here in the office. I was out sick Wednesday and Thursday and had not been made aware of the circumstances until Saturday, at which time I did come in and do some research and got some further clarification.
Yep.
So lack of communication is a big issue, and I feel like this all could have been avoided and the public's view of the handling of the situation would not have gotten to this point.
We didn't find out about it till just the other day, but Henriette,
Lack of communication with who? That's what I don't know.
With Bauman or anybody that had knowledge to it prior to Thursday, when it was appeared in the front porch forum for tonight's special meeting.
Oh.
As the admin assistants, we were notified Thursday, created the warning with the select board and posted it. And we did our due diligence the minute we were told to do what we were guided by the select board to do, was warn a meeting. It's hard for us to warn a meeting, a special meeting, unless we know what the special meeting is about. So we didn't get any of the information until Thursday, and we didn't get the full picture at all until now. Just so you know the understanding that we had sitting in that position.
So what do you got there? Some adoptions we gotta do then, Todd, to put this in the paperwork, so.
Yes, there's a policy right here that if we adopt it, we'll sign it, send it in. I don't know if everybody wants me to read it or have somebody read it, but you're more than welcome to.
It's kind of just a
I already
basic
read it.
policy.
What's that?
It's kind of just a basic policy. If you guys want to expand on it later, what contents can go in and out of the website, you can do that later, but I figured for now.
Basically, we're here just to
Sure.
make sure that this doesn't happen again. I understand people are pretty upset about their birth date and some of that stuff being posted where everybody can see it. That's really the only reason we're here, is to get this straightened out, get a policy down, so it doesn't happen again. And then if you're not here for some reason, we've got the policy there, and we can say, hey, we can't do this.
And it
Or
moves
we can do
forward with every town clerk for the future. It's a
Yeah.
permanent resolution. It's not just to address this. Thank you for being the impetus with it. As
It's not to get you
uncomfortable as
upset,
that
it's
may
just, we feel we've got to change the policy, that's all. So we understand you didn't do it on purpose, so. Anybody? Yeah?
I'd like to say, you know, a while ago, when we were talking about the website a couple of years ago, and I brought up at that time that you needed clear guidelines for procedures of what could and couldn't be on the town website. You know, you shouldn't allow advertising on it, you shouldn't allow any kind of personal information, like any person's, you know, don't put my phone number on there, that kind of thing. It should be strictly information that's pertinent to the town's business. But the other thing to point out is I don't think people realize that the voter checklist is actually a public record. That you can walk into the town clerk's office and ask for a copy of the Newfane voter checklist and you can get it.
Right.
So it's not,
You can actually request one from the Secretary of State for the entire state,
and
but you have to swear an affidavit that you're not using it for illegal or foreign purposes.
I mean, there is a website too that you can go on the state of Vermont government where you can put in a name and a town and it will tell you whether they are a registered voter in that town. So there is some internet access to that data. However, it's not anything like birth dates or social security numbers, just that you are a registered voter, your address, the town, that's it. I think you need more of a broad policy for your website. You should have a restricted number of people who are allowed to make updates to it, some kind of procedure where things are submitted to be put on. You know, we do our agendas, planning commission, we do our agendas, our minutes. You know, who has the right to put them on there and not. You know, would be a really good idea.
Yeah.
I appreciate what I just heard. Am I supposed to say my name? Thomas Bernard. About an affidavit being required to access the state list, but it seems to me some of the reason I'm here is that it appears to me that people in the top of our government really aren't respecting the laws. So anything that's done to step forward to keep us more private, I see as a pretty good idea, especially since there's all these allegations of corrupt election results, which I don't personally believe are true. So I would appreciate as much protection as possible.
That's basically why we're here, is to get it down on paper, so. Did you have something to say?
Dan Misnick. Two questions actually. The first one, so who actually has access to that? You said that's statewide or locally. Does someone have to come in here? You said it's online, you can do it?
You can access it through the Vermont Secretary of State.
So how does that person know who's accessing it?
There's a form that you have to submit requesting the voter checklist, and then you have to sign an affirmation that you're not using it for foreign purposes, that you're not selling it, that you're not using it to gain access for criminal activity or...
But not political activity?
No.
Because just a few years ago, property, you had to walk in here if you wanted to find out someone's either assessed value or who owns what property. You had to come in here, identify yourself. I don't know if you had to show your intentions of what you're gonna use it for, I believe you did. Usually it was property, real estate, banks or whatever, right? Had to do that by every town.
That's taken care of by the town clerk.
Correct,
And the
but
select board
locally
doesn't have any
here.
control over that.
But then the state decided, and it was gonna be statewide, that it was gonna be published worldwide, anywhere. I, by the way, was dead set against it at that time, but
Right.
that's whatever it takes. Do you know if that's nationwide or this, and also the voter, is that just Vermont?
I don't know.
That anyone can access it? I don't know if that's
I don't
Vermont or
know.
other states, yeah.
Anybody? No,
I don't.
I'm not sure.
I have another question. This is Susan listening. What prompted the initial request to put the list on with the date of birth or without the date of birth? What prompted that? And is there some sort of approval process that ought to be built into this policy going forward, if indeed that request is made?
On the VLCT calendar, which is what we follow for posting before town meetings or elections, 30 days before town meeting, you have to post the warning, and the warning was placed in the required locations that the select board had set up at organizational meeting, including the town website if it's updated regularly. And then underneath that, on the 1st of February, it says at least 30 days before election, the most recent checklist of the town is posted in 2 or more public places in town and at the clerk's office. In towns with population fewer than 5,000, only one checklist in addition to the one at the town clerk must be posted. I was trying to make it as easy as possible for people to view whether they had been registered by placing it in locations where the warning for town meeting was. And in my error, I sent the wrong unedited version to Bauman. The edited version is posted on the town clerk's bulletin board at WW, and there's another one on the counter which has no personal information, just your name and your address. It doesn't have your driver's license number, it doesn't have your date of birth, it doesn't have your social security number, it doesn't have your email. And that was the one that I had intended to have posted with the warning on the website.
So have the rest of those been taken down?
The rest of what?
You said you were gonna post it in like 3 places,
The edited versions are posted.
so the rest of it never got put up.
No, sir.
Alright. Anybody else got anything? The admin's got anything you wanna add?
Is there anyone online who'd like to speak?
What's that?
Right, there's a lot of people.
I guess so.
Would anybody online like to speak? Raise a hand if so.
Yeah, go ahead,
Carol?
Carol. I think you're muted.
Carol Hesselback, Newfane. I was just curious as to why this needed an emergency meeting rather than being handled in a regular select board meeting. Because this created a whole hullabaloo in town where I don't think that was necessary. And also, you're costing the town a lot of extra money to have BCTV there and stuff on an extra day. So why was it not handled in a regular select board meeting?
Because of the people that were upset about it, we figured we needed to do something with it fairly soon and not let it go. It can't, it's not one of those things that can sit there and nobody does anything about it.
Our next meeting isn't until February 17th. Another 9 days from now.
Yeah, but it wasn't posted anywhere with the data that shouldn't have been available to people. So I don't see, no matter what you guys just said, I don't see why it had to be an emergency special meeting. but that's just me.
Well, that's fine.
I mean, to that end, quorum rules means we can't even talk to each other about it internally. So this is the first time we actually get to talk to each other about it.
Well, somebody talked about it in order to generate your new policy. So, that's not quite true. And you should have waited, in my opinion, and talked about it next week, because it wouldn't have caused any problems to not talk about it until then.
I just think that we owed it to the voters that were upset to let them know that we were gonna deal with it. And we didn't know how far it had actually gone or either, so.
Some of this is information we're just getting right now.
Right.
I'm just getting some of this information right now, so, and it's.
And we will be taking more of it up at the next meeting too, right? On that thing you got on top.
If we'd adopt the policy, we wouldn't have to.
Yeah, I just drafted up the policy in case you guys wanted to look at it, if you needed it to do it tonight. It's not to say you have to do it. It was just to kind of prevent from this going online.
V.S.A.'s attorney said that you guys can vote on this subject saying we're not posting this list online, and then you can bring the policy up at a later date if you don't choose to do both. We did reach out to V.S.A.'s attorney to make sure that all the steps were followed correctly.
Yeah, Bruce Rosso. I just want to disagree with our neighbor. I just really appreciate what's happening here tonight. Annette is our neighbor, we love her. People make mistakes. Everybody's putting it on the table, doing the best you can do. And I really appreciate the preparation, having the statute ready to roll. I think we're all on accord with it. This to me is what democracy is, what civics is. And I'm really proud to be witnessing this in this community tonight. I think you're being really fair, and so thank you.
Thank you. This wasn't a witch hunt by any means.
Yeah, no, it's very clear.
It's the least thing that I would want to do, so.
We have some hands up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Susan Gunther Moore, is that you?
I was just thanking Bruce for what he said and thanking all of you for being there tonight.
Go ahead.
Pat Halloran. It may not be relevant to this particular situation, but I think it is. The hullabaloo that we are observing, the participation in this conversation might be something that we want to revisit as a town, maybe after town meeting when you know the select board, whoever the select board might be in place, but our preparation for November 2026 in the town of Newfane to assure that we all of our voters in town are safe and can cast a vote in the way we want to. So.
Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. I can't see the name.
Warren?
Can you?
I think Chris
Upper
Mays
right
has his
hand.
hand up.
I can't read it from here.
Chris
either.
Mays.
Go ahead.
There's a Gloria's going.
Yeah, I just posted in Front Porch Forum because having been the town clerk, I assumed there seemed to be some question, and I did get some information from Bauman when I posted one thing that just said, I can go, as Juanetta has said, I can go on the Secretary of State's office and I can apply and I can get a complete statewide, but they voter checklist, and they will send it to me with no charge. I also work for the United States government, which sometimes I'm appalled that I'm doing that, but I work for the Census Bureau, and I presuppose that there would be absolutely none of the personal information, because if I put out any of that information from interviewing any of you in Newfane, and I have interviewed some I could spend 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. So thank you. No, thank you. So I'm glad to know that that was just a real inadvertent sending out of a spreadsheet, and wish that Carol, as Carol said, that Juanetta could have just been, that should have gone back. Are you sure that this is the correct spreadsheet? And then that could have just solved it, because never, ever have I seen anybody post at WW or at Williamsville Hall or anything a voter checklist that had that personal identification information. That's all. So you'll see a website on Front Porch Forum. You'll see the connection this afternoon in your Front Porch Forum.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Board have anything you want to add to it?
Patty Johnson.
Patty Johnson.
So one thing, I think somebody needs to be monitoring the chat when you do these Zooms, having posted there, and Gloria posted there as well. My first comment was, so now there is a policy that no voter information will be posted on the Newfane website, correct?
Hasn't been adopted yet, but it's worked up that way.
Okay. And the other comment I had is the Vermont Secretary of State says she won't share voter data with the Trump administration. The existing law specifically prohibits sharing sensitive data about voters with federal government, and that was from August 13th, 2025. So I think that goes along with anything the town does, and such as having anything public on a website, especially with all these data brokers out there. That's all I have to say. But I think somebody should monitor this and be aware that other people at other meetings might be commenting who aren't as brazen to speak. Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody else?
Yes, there is. Ellen.
Go ahead.
Oh, she's muted. Can somebody?
Ellen? We don't.
Trying to unmute me.
There you go.
I just have a clarification question. What exactly goes into this voter checklist? And to the extent that at a bare minimum, I'm hearing that it's your address. Why does the address even have to be posted? There are so many people who can copy these things with their phones if they're posted in a public place without going through any channel at all. And I don't need any more junk mail or people trying to buy my house or sell me whatever it is. So if you could clarify that, I'd appreciate it.
Juanetta?
When I spoke with the Secretary of State's office, Sean Shaheen said that you can, he said it's not prohibited. Anyone can request the list from the Secretary of State, but it will not have the confidential information. It will not have your social security number, your date of birth, or your email or phone number. It will have your name and your address, which is public record anyway.
And the address is to verify that the individual lives in the town that they
Correct.
are registered to vote at.
Correct.
Well, that makes sense, but I don't understand why an actual mailing address has to be provided. If I'm registered and the state knows that I live at whatever number in Newfane I live at, isn't that enough? I mean, it seems to me there's such, maybe I'm asking questions everybody knows the answer to, but it troubles me.
I have a rhetorical question to that, which is it different than a phone book other than being online? Being online, I think, is the factor that's the issue, but phone books state your street address as well.
I'm questioning it being in hard copy or online.
Decisions made far before us.
Gloria has her hand up.
Yep, go ahead.
I have her unmuted.
Where's my mute?
You're unmuted.
We hear you.
I'm unmuted. Okay. You're unmuted.
Yeah, again, my experience with the Census Bureau, Ellen, is that I can go online. If I know your name, I can go online and I can type in on a Fast People search, free to everybody, and I can find your address. If I know your address, I can type in and I can find your name. And then using that same program, I can also find your telephone number. So I honestly don't think anybody's sitting at WW looking over and taking down addresses. But unfortunately, that information is readily available.
Thank you for the clarification, even if it is depressing. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Patty?
So Patty Johnson, Newfane, I just want to clarify that there are no existing lists posted anywhere in Newfane at this time. Anything that was posted has been taken down and removed.
Your personal information never appeared in public. The edited version that is required by the state has been posted in 2 locations plus on the counter in my office.
And that's required by the state to have those posted?
That is required, yes.
Okay, thank you for clarification.
Anybody else? Admins, are we forgetting something? Mike, you got anything?
No, I guess just the name and the address, and I get a little pissed off when I see my birthday. Wonder where the hell the last 10, 15 years I've been. Ain't much I do about it, you know? So, I don't know.
Do we want
Anne has her hand up.
I mean, the name and address has been that way for a long time, so.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I wanted to put in a vote for reviewing the motion that was made part of the agenda for today's meeting. And I would like to strongly advocate for the select board approving that motion.
Is there anybody else?
Do we want to?
Have we heard that motion?
I don't know.
No.
We have not made an official
no one's
motion,
made a
none of us
motion yet.
today.
I was gonna say, I don't think we made a motion yet, but
Part 1.
would anybody?
I will make a motion. I move that the select board adopt the town website content and register voter checklist policy as presented.
There's a second.
Second.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. Is there any other discussion?
I can read it if anybody would like me
Would
to.
you like to have Katie read it so y'all can hear it? That's fine.
Yep, okay.
Sure.
I see lots of people and thumbs up on
Yes.
screen. Part 1, the purpose. The purpose of this policy is to establish guidelines for content published on the Town of Newfane's official website and to ensure compliance with Vermont election law, the Vermont Public Records Act, and statutory requirements protecting confidential voter information. Part 2, authority. This policy is adopted pursuant to the Select Board's authority as the executive and policymaking body of the town under 24 V.S.A. subsection 872. Part 3, background and legal framework. Part 1, Vermont election law requires that the registered voter checklist be maintained by the town clerk and physically posted and made available for inspection and copying in accordance with 17 V.S.A. subsection 2141 through 2144. Part 2, certain voter information, including voter date of birth, is confidential and exempt from public disclosure pursuant to 17 V.S.A. subsection 2154 and the Vermont Public Records Act 1 V.S.A. subsection 317C. The state does not require municipalities to publish the registered voter checklist on a municipal website. The town website is a municipal communication tool intended to provide general information and is not intended to serve as a comprehensive repository of all public records. Part 4, policy. The registered voter checklist shall not be posted on the town of Newfane's official website. This policy does not alter or interfere with the statutory duties of the town clerk to maintain, post, and provide access to the registered voter checklist as required by 17 V.S.A. subsection 2141 through 2144 and the Vermont Public Records Act 1 V.S.A. subsection 315 through 320. Confidential voter information, including date of birth, shall not be publicly disclosed in any format consistent with 17 V.S.A. subsection 2154 and 1 V.S.A. subsection 317C. The town website may include general information directing members of the public on how to request access to public records, including the registered voters checklist, through the town clerk's office. Oversight of the town website content rests with the select board, and town staff, officials, and contractors shall comply with this policy when posting or managing website content. Implementation. The select board authorizes town officials and contractors responsible for website management to take any actions necessary to implement this policy, including the removal or prevention of any voter checklist postings inconsistent with this policy. Effective date. This policy shall take effect upon adoption by the select board and shall remain in effect unless amended or rescinded by select board vote. Part 7, adoption. That's our turn.
Everybody go to that? Then do we want to make a motion to adopt it, or we want to make a motion to adopt it with?
I made the motion to adopt it as is, which is everything that she wrote.
We can do that, and we can have VLCT look at it.
Oh, we already talked to the LCD.
So that's all set,
Yeah.
so there's no reason not to adopt it.
Nope.
Just need to vote.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed or abstaining? The ayes have it. And I think that's it.
You have the original, so you guys all need to sign it, and then the town clerk needs to attest to it as well.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you, Juanita, for explaining it.
Thank you very much.
Want to sign it? Make a motion to adjourn. How's that?
Good plan to me.
Anne has her hand up.
I just wanted to say thank you.
You don't wanna explode.
Thank you to the team who put together the motion, and thank you for handling the meeting in such a very straightforward, clear, easy manner. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you for coming and being part of it.
Apple Gifford says thank you as well.
Juanita, are you comfortable with this?
I just want to point out that anything that the select board does not supersede state authority.
Yeah, right.
That's why the statutes are all in there
Yeah.
saying that
Right.
it doesn't, interfere with any of your state statutes or anything.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll get Maren to sign this one.
She doesn't really have to.
Doesn't have to?
As long as we have the majority. Did you sign it, Mike?
Yep.
I've got a date.
So can I just say, I hope you are going to review a broader policy for your website. The website is a public face for the town, and it is very important that it be
We should probably get together the Madog with Bauman
Yeah.
at some point and go over this whole thing. He's the one that takes care of the website pretty much, except for you guys, right?
Yeah, we put the minutes and the agendas on there, and then upload any kind of like corrections or different things, like the elected appointed officials need to be updated when we go through the town meeting. Other than that, it's kind of beyond our expertise, so we send it to Bauman. At some point, we should get a better understanding of it.
One night, would you like to affirm that while we're on TV, on the record? And thank you so much.
Yeah, but spend all day studying these statutes, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded to adjourn. Any discussion? No? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed or abstaining? The The ayes have it. We are now
Adjourned.
adjourned at 6:40 PM.